and welcome to Behind the Music and Merry Christmas. Well, most of the world has moved on from Christmas already. The stores have Valentines in the aisles. The radio stations are now back to just playing regular music. But here at church, we realize that Christmas begins on Christmas Eve when baby Jesus is born. And we do in fact celebrate the 12 days of Christmas. It goes all the way until we get to Epiphany, which will be coming up on January 6th. Epiphany is when we celebrate the wise man coming and bringing gifts to baby Jesus. So here, it's still Merry Christmas. We're still really in the spirit of the season, and we're still singing Christmas carols, which is one of my favorite parts of the season. This weekend, we're going to be singing a carol that we started singing during Advent called Thou Didst Leave Thy Throne. Now, this carol was written specifically for children. During the Industrial Revolution in England, it was a terrible, terrible time for a lot of children. You've probably seen it in movies, the depictions of what it was like in London, especially with so many orphans. And there were no labor laws, there was no government help. And so there were a lot of children that were working in factories, long hours at young ages, and didn't have families that cared for them. And so, while a lot of good things came out of the Industrial Revolution, it was a very challenging time for these children, not just in London, but throughout England, anywhere where they were experiencing this great factory revolution sort of thing. And so it came to the charities to have to be the ones that would try and take care of these kids. Not that they could support them, but they did try to make sure they had a little bit of education, make sure they knew about God. And so there were people who started Sunday schools because that would be the one day that they could share with these children that something greater than what they were experiencing was indeed in store for them. And so that was what happened with this hymn. It was written by Emily Elliott. Her dad was a pastor, and so she became really involved with trying to help these poor children who needed to have some hope in their life. And so she wrote this carol for them called Thou Didst Leave Thy Throne. And in each of the verses, she talks first about Jesus coming as a baby, then his life on earth, and then the hope that we have of the second advent of Jesus coming again for us. And each one, in the third line, it starts, but, because she wants them to know, look, it wasn't always easy. Jesus wasn't born in a fancy hotel. Jesus didn't have it easy on this earth. She was trying to connect with these children that were struggling so much. You didn't have to have all of these things in order to have this connection. Jesus understands what you're going through. And so then it ends at each one, as we've been singing here at Victory, there is room in our hearts for thee. So just a great Christmas carol, maybe not as well known as many of the ones that we sing, but we get to do it one more time because I really want it to stick with you, that there is room in our hearts. We are inviting him to be with us, not just at Christmas time, but throughout the whole year. So I'm going to read 2 verses for you of this, and then we're going to listen to a recording of some children singing this really great carol. Thou didst leave thy throne and thy kingly crown when thou camest to earth for me. But in Bethlehem's home there was found no room for thy holy nativity. O come to my heart, Lord Jesus, there is room in my heart for thee. And then down to the 4th stanza. Thou camest, O Lord, with the living word that should set thy people free. But with mocking scorn and with crown of thorn they bore thee to Calvary. O come to my heart, Lord Jesus, there is room in my heart for thee. So listen to these children sing, and I hope that you'll take a moment to invite Jesus to stay in our hearts this season. I'll be back with you again next week.
Leave thy throne